जय श्री माता जी। श्री माता जी को नमस्कार करेंगे और वंदन देंगे। तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र। भी हम संतुलन करेंगे। लेफ्ट हैंड हमें सामने रखना है, राइट हैंड पृथ्वी के ऊपर। श्री माता जी, आप कृपया करके हमारे ईरा नाड़ी के सभी दोष और बाधाओं को पूर्ण रूप से पृथ्वी तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। श्री माता जी, ईरा नाड़ी के सभी दोषों को पूर्ण रूप से पृथ्वी तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। दोनों हाथ सामने रखेंगे, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की ओर। श्री माता जी, मेरे पिंगला नाड़ी के सभी दोषों को आकाश तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। मेरे राइट साइड में रहेली अतिरिक्त उष्णता और अहंकार को पूर्ण रूप से आकाश तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। श्री माता जी, प्लीज क्लियर अवर राइट साइड। दोनों हाथ को सामने रखेंगे, अटेंशन तालू पे रखेंगे और प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आप कृपया करके हमें निर्विचारता में स्थित कीजिए। We completely surrender our ego and conditioning. इसी निर्विचारता की स्थिति में हम श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे।
At the same time, negativity of immorality took place. Though if you read the Constitution of America, you'll be amazed. In very subtle ways, it has just supported complete morality. I mean, I was surprised there's a law that when you go out of the house, you cannot wear funny dresses. When you are in the swimming suit also, that is regulated. And nobody can be absolutely nude. Like in Italy, you can find on television such things. So, you see, the Constitution was made with great idea of morality. I mean, the whole basis was people have to become moral. But always if you make any law, human beings have a capacity just to sort of blast it, to say, why this law? I don't want anything. And that's how the idea of control started. How can you control? How can you say one should not do like this? Now this explosion started in the family also, and the children started disobeying the parents. The parents themselves were the same style. Now then the children become the same style. Now the whole thing started exploding, and they thought there's no freedom. Those who don't know how to use freedom should not get any freedom, I think. They must know what is freedom is. Those who respect freedom and understand freedom can only be free people. So in that freedom, with this explosion, they were thrown away. And they started taking to lives which are really absolutely absurd. Calling it most reasonable, most logical. So the people became homosexuals. It's absurd. It's not natural at all. It is absolutely absurd. But when this idea of freedom exploded in them, then all the booths came to curb their freedom. And it's from the booths they got these ideas. And in such a large scale, they are taking it. It's very surprising. Such a large scale, these booths are affecting and people are getting into it. As a result of that, we started getting all these diseases and all. The worst was, I would say, that at that same moment, the most negative personality from Austria was Freud. He was a Jew and he was not respected by the people of Americans at that time. So he got hold of some Jews and all that, and then he made up this story about the mother and all that. And he's the one who ruined their lives. Because as soon as they became free, they thought anybody who writes anything black and white is the Bible. They started following this fellow and some others also from France. And just it's a sign of complete immaturity. A mature person won't take to this or won't take to that. I've talked to some Americans at that time, and they were not Sahajogis, not seekers, I think. They said, we enjoy every part of life. See, we never have any problem. We enjoy everything. We do this, we do that. The enjoyment is important. 100% our life is full of enjoyment. Now, after that phase, I think this was so when they came to India about 1960s or 50s, they're talking like that. Now they're talking about all the problems they are facing out of these enjoyments. They say that 65% people might become schizophrenic, 30% will become lunatic. Means who are left normal then? I can't understand. All kinds of statistics you see, you are shocked. How could such a big number of human beings get into trouble of this kind? And the diseases they have is also very funny. That they have most of the diseases of Muladhara, where the constitution is based on Muladhara. England has no constitution at all, but they believe more in Muladhar than the people in America. So because when I was wife of a diplomat, I found such a wretched temperament these ambassadors and all these diplomatic people had. I couldn't believe how could they be at the helm of affairs. And from America especially, they would wink at every woman and they would twitch all their faces. And the way they would talk about women was so degrading, so demeaning. And also, women would talk about men. I told you the story, the one who came to England and she wanted to see a pub. And she told me, have you visited this particular pub? I said, what? And then her two sons, when she went back, she told me, we are very free, we give all freedom to the children, do what you like. And they were celebrating, these two children were celebrating their birthday. And they had a party with lots of drinks. And the whole house got burned, the children were dead and the parents were dead. She went to see the pub and she had a list of the interesting pubs that there are in England. I mean, this interest in the pub itself shows what sort of a personality she was. She had two children, she had a husband. Husband was a very big man of a very high repute and all that, and his wife was like that. He also used to join. Yes, we gave all freedom to our children. We asked them to do what they like. But they must enjoy life. Now, enjoyment at what point? Where do you enjoy? You enjoy in your heart. You can enjoy in your sastrana. But with Muladhara, there's no question. Because if you go on like this, there's no end to it. And that has created now tremendous problems in America. I know I feel very sorry. That was the first country I went to because I could see that there are lots of seekers. But all of them were not there. Some had gone to this guru, some had gone to that guru. And there is one lady actress, she came to my program and she noted down what I was saying. And she used it for her own purpose and she started teaching Sahaja. It's beyond me how they are also very money oriented. To them, money is success, money is joy, money is everything. Now, this third quality, from where did it come, I can't say, but at the time of Sri Krishna, people were very money oriented. In the sense that they used to take their milk to sell, milk and butter and everything to sell in the kingdom of Kamsa, who was a devil. So he used to break their pitchers so that they did not take. But just to make money, they would starve their children, but to make money, they used to take this to the monsters, because he had lots of armies and things, and they needed milk. So these women would not give milk to their own children, would not give them butter, but would take all that for these horrible. So that money orientation you see now, I mean, it is like a shadow and the light. If light is Sri Krishna, see what you find in the shadow is just the other way down people behave. He was such a detached person, that he can never commit any wrongs, he could not do any immoral things. Whatever he did was absolutely moral, because if you are detached and you are doing something, then nothing touches you. He brought in this idea of Leela, of this play, the play of the divine. Now we see in our lives also how the play of divine works. The Sahaja yogis, first when they come, they are really restless. And they go on asking me 100 questions, or they start also dominating others, doing all kinds of things. But once they get the experience of the divine power, then they start settling down. Now then they see that there are so many coincidences that happen, so many miracles that happen. Then they start understanding that there is some power which is looking after us, which is guiding us, which is taking us to the right path. So unless and until this happens, that this understanding, even before realization, if people start getting this realization that there is a power that is helping us, something beyond what we know, then things will start changing. Now, we have to work out in America, we have to tell them, and we have to tell that this is the power there is beyond, is wanting to transform you. There is going to be a global transformation. I can see it so clearly now. In every country I go, I see this, that it works. It works. Whether it is a Turkish country, or it is Tunisia, or if it is Russia, any country I go to, all those people who come, it works. This global transformation I never thought I'll be able to see in my lifetime, but has really reached its highest, I would say, I think so, is the highest point of development. So you are all transformed. This was predicted long time back in India, and also I must say it must have predicted somewhere else also. Now when you start feeling the vibrations and you start using it, then you understand that there is this power, it works. Now then you start seeing energy centers of Swambhus and all that. Then you start understanding this. Goes on, your understanding increasing. But first thing is that they have to believe that there is a power beyond. They may not believe in Kundalini, doesn't matter. But once you know there is a power beyond, then they'll try to work it out. And this is what is very, very difficult, to convince people that there is a power behind. Because they are so conditioned by science, also by their family traditions, also all nonsensical ideas about ego, that they cannot see, this the point is, that the nature is helping. Now why America is such a rich country? Why? They never ask such a question. Why is it so rich? What have they done? What are their punyas? One of the reasons is that Sri Krishna is Cabella. He is doing his job, I should say. He is working it out. But people not understanding that this is a divine blessing, they think that this is their right to have it, and they boast about it. They're very boastful people. Talk about their own wealth, they'll talk about everything. It's a very different situation and a culture. For in India, if somebody starts boasting about his wealth, they'll think he must be mad, coming from lunatic asylum. Because it's regarded as bad manners. So there are nothing like bad manners, you see, in the West as it is, but the worst is in America. I mean, they can abuse their father with a very dirty word. All the time they are using, even the judges, I saw one film in which a judge used a dirty word. I didn't know much of that meaning, but it was not a good word that he used. So they become sort of, what's wrong type of people with this arrogance. I don't know how we are going to convince them about Sahaja. I'm going to try also something like approaching these top class people to talk to them about it. Maybe, you see, they might feel influenced that these top class people have taken, so maybe there's something about Sahaja. I wonder if they would talk about us so much. what is Sahaja is, what it is can do to this country. Because we have to save, really save this country. It is from all the side is under attack, from all the side. Take morality part, it is under attack. You take from the artist point of view, it is under attack. They are not creating many artists there. I went to see their paintings, the latest paintings with modern painting and all that. They haven't got the depth at all. It's all full of filthy things about it, and they talk about absolutely filthy things. There is one artist from India. He went to America, and when I saw his painting, I was surprised. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "This is what sells here." I said, "And what about India?" He said, "No, they will never touch it. It's horrible." He himself knows, but he said, "This will sell here," so he has made it like that. It's a point of judgment. Whether you think it is worth selling or not is the point. Now, whom do you sell? To these people who are not matured enough, who are so much enticed by the Muladhara problem. How can you help them? How can you bring them around? It is a question of people maturing, for which, of course, this Param Chaitanya will help, I am sure. The way yesterday you felt it, I am sure Param Chaitanya has to do something about it. It has to work it out. It has to enter into different dimensions in human beings to understand, like creating coincidences and all that, and then bringing them down to Sahaja. Can work out, no doubt. Also, Sahajogis must work there. I know there are very few, and that's why they were upset about it, because they have been really working very hard, and it didn't work out there. So they feel that there's something basically wrong. I've told you already what is wrong with them is this, that they lack maturity as far as evolution is concerned. Even those who have come now to Sahaja have done very well. There are, of course, some who I would say not yet so much of it. So what you have to do is to get to reality, to know what the problem is really and what we can do about it. Now, so many European leaders, or we can say European Sahajogis, are free, because I am not going there to Europe. So they should take charge also, and can go sometimes and have some sort of a program, conference, whatever you want, and get in contact with them and talk to them in such a manner that they do feel that this is something very remarkable, something very much what they wanted, something that is the future of the whole world. So this global transformation is taking place, and you have to talk on those lines little strongly. But with media we had very bad experiences, because we arranged a hall and we spent a lot of money there, and not one person came from media, not one. So we didn't know what to do. We had prepared so much food, everything, and everything was wasted. Not one person from the media came. So also we can start a kind of a newspaper, could be some sort of a media of having cable TV or something like that, by which we can propagate Sahaja, tell them what good it has done, what it can do. It's quite a mad place, because they have so many books, everything is so much, every number is so much, that if you write a book also, I don't know where will it be lost. Now for today, I have to announce that my book is ready now. I have done it, and I would like to publish it now, so that it will be available to you, and I'm sure you'll enjoy. Not only that, but it will help you to understand the problems of the West. I have not dealt in that the problems of the East, but I have dealt in that with the problems of the West, what problems they have, and how to tackle them. So this book they will be bringing now and showing you. We'll see how it is published and how people like it. That part I'm not doing. I would say I would not have liked to write a book like that, to be very frank. Because for a person like me, I should only write all the splendor of spirituality, all the beauty of heavens, everything, all poetic things. But I thought reality is very different and people must be told what is the reality. So I ventured to write this. Otherwise, I would have liked to write something like Amrutanubhav, written by Ganeshwara. But there's no controversy, nothing, just sweetness and just overflowing compassion. I would have been very happy. But that doesn't work out, you see. It will float in the air, I think. So I thought first I must write this book and point out where are we wrong and to make you aware of it. Then what we can do is to have another book I could have with all my experiences with Sahaja Yogis and Sahaja Yoga. Would be another interesting thing. One of the defects of these incarnations that they never wrote a book themselves. You see, Christ never wrote any book. Krishna never wrote any book. Rama never wrote any book. They knew how to read and write, but they never wrote. And then we have people like Nanaka, who has written, not himself so much as he has compiled all the great literature of the realized souls. All right. Then, still what happens is something that they just read it word by word. Then they have to finish in 2.5 days the whole thing. So one person reads it, puts the finger at one point, finished. Then another one comes, starts from there, puts the finger, here it is finished. Nothing goes in the head. You see, that's the problem is. Same with Muhammad Sahib, he never wrote the book. If he had himself written the book, it would have been very different. But somebody else in the 5th Khalifa, who was a very cruel and a bad man, who wrote it. Same thing has happened with the Bible. So you see, it's like such a great diamond is put in the mud. And everywhere there are complications because of this. We cannot blame these great people. But only thing that is happening is all bad name is coming to them. They are not the ones who wrote anything wrong. They are not the ones who would say anything wrong. But if the book falls into the hands of some people who are absolutely adharmic, who are cruel, then this is what happens. Now you see what's happening with Catholic Church. You see what's happening with Muslims. Everywhere you find there is violence, there's corruption, and there's fighting. This is no religion. Nobody could have preached that thing. But it is doing that way, so now you all stand out of all this, where you love each other, you care for each other, you enjoy everything. Despite that, your enjoyment is absolutely pure. And this is what is to be seen by others, and it can work out. I'm sure one day in America, we will be there very successful.
जय श्री माता जी। थैंक यू श्री माता जी। bow down to श्री माता जी and take it by the श्री माता जी को हम नमस्कार करेंगे और वंदन देंगे।